Welcome into Trappers warm-up. This is going to be a quick one, probably like 15 to 20 seconds quick, because we're about to start the anthem. We're starting this game about 20 minutes late. We had some weather roll in, and we had to make some repairs to the field. We've still a little bit of chaos. We're still trying to chalk the lines as we're doing the anthem. It's just been kind of a bit of a scramble. Ryan Breeden here, your voice of the Trappers. So we're just kind of taking it as we go here, and the national anthem about to take place. The teams on their respective positions on the line. We'll take a quick pause and come back here for first pitch on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. And welcome back in here to Hyde Stadium. Ryan Breeden here, your voice of the Trappers. We are starting about 20 minutes later than what we were originally supposed to. Mother Nature paid us a visit a little bit less than an hour ago. A storm that popped up created some spots on the infield that needed some attention over there by third base, behind the plate. Needed to try and get some dirt, try and make those areas playable. And so we're still actually chalking the batter's boxes right now, and the left field line, that third base line, hasn't been chalked yet either. So we still have a little bit of repairs and a little bit of maintenance we need to do still, even as Jack Van Camp, the Trappers starter, takes the mound. And actually, I'll unmute you now, Tynan. I've got Tynan Shahidi with me here. He's wanted to be up here in the box, and so I was like, yep, Tynan, come on up. You can be the first guest up here tonight. And we'll see. We might have to have some guys try to pry the headset off of you.
I'm excited. I feel official in here.
Yes, got the view up here. It's a beautiful press box. We'll see if we can get a full game in. I think we'll be able to. At least it seems that way. The worst of what hit us is already behind us, and I don't think that storms will pop up until around midnight. At least that's what my producer Heather Williams has said to me, and she knows her stuff about the weather, so I trust her. She sends me the report on the weather before every single game, telling me that right now 81 degrees, 67% humidity after the storm we just had roll in here, mostly cloudy. Winds of about 5 miles per hour, so not really too much. You can't even really tell what direction the flag out in right center field is moving. As I mentioned, Jack Van Camp on the mound. Trappers taking on the Red River Pilots for the second time this year. The first time these teams played, the Pilots took 2 of 3 here at Hyde against your Trappers. Jack Van Camp on the mound, and I will give you the starting lineups for the Pilots. You've got Caleb Whitley leading things off, followed by Alex Miller, Jalen Lee, Isaac Becker, Micah Barkenhagen, Joey Hayden, Josiah Colado, Tanner Thompson, and Tyler Wiltshire. We'll go through the Trappers' starting lineup when they come up to bat for the first time in the bottom half of the first inning. I think we're about ready to start. We don't have a chalk line at all down the third base line, but I guess that's just how we're going to roll with things here, Tynan.
We also have a first base umpire in shorts, so green shorts.
I actually think that that's Nick Blessing.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh my God.
Isn't it? Isn't that Nick Blessing?
I think that's Nick. Yeah, I think you're right.
So our first base umpire, I think, is Nick Blessing, who is a member of the Trappers. He's injured right now. First pitch of the night from the lefty, Jack Van Camp, gets a swing and a miss. Goes with a fastball. Gets Caleb Whitley swinging through it. So the count 0-1 here, just underway from Pierre, South Dakota. And that one is nubbed foul. Corkscrewed it off the end of the wood barrel. Hunter Brown, tasked with playing third base today, just picked that one up barehanded in foul ground. It looks a little bit more playable over there at third. He was a little bit concerned. He sat next to me while I was doing some prep work earlier. And he was like, I'm going to be getting really dirty. Goes with an off speed and gets a swing and a miss. Caleb Whitley chases the slider. So a good start for Jack Van Camp. One batter and one strikeout.
How about Jack?
You haven't seen Jack pitch yet, have you?
I've seen him pitch one time.
Was it one time? So yeah, you were here.
Yeah.
You got here for that last game against the Pilots, or that doubleheader, right?
I was there the day before the doubleheader.
First pitch fastball to Alex Miller, called strike one. Yeah, because you joined. So the Pilots were the first team that you faced when you got here.
Correct.
The 0-1 pitch missed just low. Bit of a rocking motion for Alex Miller, the right-hander.
We got Josh behind the plate today. He's the Pierre umpire guy.
All right, no, that one missed. Up and in, so the count 2-1. I don't know the umpires' names. I just kind of let them do their thing. But, hey, providing some information. Providing some information. The 2-1 pitch, that's hit into the middle of the infield, takes a weird bounce, and that'll be an infield single. Just blooped it kind of off the hands, it looked like, and it just landed there on the dirt right behind second base, and neither Andrew Beavers nor Jackson Mix could get there in time. So a bit of a fluke bloop single for Alex Miller there on the infield. That brings up Jalen Lee. He's probably been the best hitter this season for the Pilots so far. First pitch swinging, though, for strike one. Jalen Lee leading the team in batting average as a first baseman. Lefty-lefty matchup, though. And the 0-1 pitch. That one, slider that drifts low and away. It is really funny to see Nick Blessing out there as the field umpire. Green shorts, wearing his Trappers hat still. Oh, man.
I'm sure their coach won't say anything.
The 1-1 pitch, and the runner takes off for second. The throw down from Trumpold, not in time. Alex Miller safely takes second base.
Could you imagine if he called him out right there?
No, yeah, that would be so funny. Just say, all right, you know what? We'll give it the hometown.
Give the boys a call.
Give them a call real quick to start out the game. One out here, just underway in the top of the first. Van Camp, the 2-1 pitch with a slider again there, and it missed.
It's really not hard to umpire in the field, though, at all.
It's really not that much of a role. I would enjoy it. I kind of want to be a home plate umpire, though, at least once in my life.
When I'm home, I do some like youth games and stuff like that. It's actually fun.
So what's your strike zone look like for a youth game?
Big.
3-1 pitch, bounce for ball 4.
Big.
Yeah.
I don't screw hitters over, but if you're not swinging, bro, like.
Then you're gonna expand the zone.
Like, you're 13 years old. Like, come on.
Runners on first and second, one away here.
And it's like mine's honestly, it's pretty low. I don't give him the highest strike though. You know.
Yep.
Growing up, I always got that. I was a short kid, so respect them a little
Hey,
bit.
you got to use your past experiences to shape your strike zone when you're an umpire.
Yeah. And what's good is like obviously I'm one of more like knowledgeable umpires probably around.
Oh
there.
yeah.
And so like I'll be talking to the kids and like helping them out a little bit.
First pitch to Isaac Becker. That one runs in and drills him. First pitch. So now bases loaded, one out. Jack Van Camp looked good out of the gates with a strikeout on 3 pitches of Caleb Whitley, but since then, an infield bloop single that dropped there behind second base, and then a walk into hit by pitch. And I didn't have a chance to play my pregame interview with Coach Jamie Habiger for the Trappers, but he said, the key for Jack is getting off to a good start because some of his issues in his last couple of starts have been command early on in the game.
I agree.
That was what happened in his start against the Pilots here last weekend. I guess it was late. It was about a week ago at this point. And that was the issues in his start then as well as the one before that. And so you're kind of seeing it a little bit here. We'll see if he can battle through it. That one bounced and missed for ball one.
I'm sure the mound's not perfect either today after the rain and stuff.
Yeah.
Got to give that a little work. He'll adjust. I'm not worried about him. Let's see what he does here.
See what they go with. 1-0 pitch. That's hit on the ground and through the right side for a base hit. That will score one run, and everyone will move up one base. Will Hoke was playing in on the grass, and so if he might have been playing at his normal depth, he might have been able to get to that one. Yep. But, it's one of the risks that you take when you're playing in like that, trying to get that force out at home, but instead Isaac Becker just squeaks one. Actually, not Isaac Becker. That was Micah Barkenhagen who squeaked one through that right side for a base hit. So an RBI single here in the top of the first, and it is 1-0. That brings up Joey Hayden. First pitch, there's a fastball for strike one. Those corner infielders still playing in middle infield and double play depth. 0-1 pitch. And that one looks like it missed. I heard someone yell strike.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who said that. I thought it was the umpire.
Yesterday I could have swore I was hearing that stuff all the time. Maybe it's a fan down there.
It could be.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch. That one missed up and outside.
Trying to screw with our scoreboard guy.
Yeah, right. What do you think here of the stadium we've got here, Hyde Stadium?
It was a lot more impressive than I expected.
Yeah?
And, the fan support.
2-1, and that's a called strike.
Way better, we're expecting some rain and stuff like this, and there's, a couple hundred people here?
Yeah, definitely. We average the most fans per game in the league. I
mean, we probably got, the most family-friendly atmosphere,
yes,
for sure.
I think that's definitely a true statement.
It's after every game, I signed 3 shoes last night,
Really? The 2-2 pitch from Van Camp missed low and outside for ball 3. Trumpold had to really extend that glove out there into that lefty batter's box to make that catch. Count 3-2, 1 out here, top of the first, nowhere to put Joey Hayden. A walk here would bring in the second run of the game, the 3-2 high fastball that's fouled off into the stands. On that fan, missed it. It was right in the hands.
Well, the kid stole it from him pretty much.
Honestly, you've got to give the foul ball to the kids.
You gotta. But
at what age does it become awkward for you to start competing with kids for a foul ball? Or is there an age?
High school.
That 3-2 pitch.
16 probably. 16.
That one missed high for ball 4. So a bases loaded walk for Van Camp here in the first.
But are we talking MLB game? I might be tackling a 10-year-old for a ball in an MLB game.
That's fair. That's fair.
What I'm saying?
Understandable. Understandable.
For your first, at least.
Yeah.
If you have one, then it's you never need another. You need one in your life, right? Who's your MLB team?
The Cardinals. Big Cardinals fan. Okay. You're from Iowa, so who's yours? Is it the Cubs?
No, it's not.
Okay,
it's the Seattle Mariners.
Whoa, that's weird. That one misses for ball 1. So it'll be Josiah Collado up at the plate. Bases loaded. 1 out. 2-0 the score. Pilots have scored 2. It was an RBI single from Micah Barkenhagen and then a bases loaded walk just a moment ago. 1-0 pitch. That one missed high as well.
Needs to get going right here.
I'm not really sure what it is. At this point, this is, like I've said, the 3rd start in a row where Jack Van Camp just gets out to a slow start, and I don't think it's anything physical. I don't think it's anything physically that he is doing wrong. 2-0, there's a strike. I think it's all mental.
I think it's just might have something to do, because I know like he works here in Pierre and stuff like that, so he gets off Alon's day of work and stuff,
right,
and comes right to the field an hour before.
He doesn't travel with the team, only pitches in home games, and that one's ripped to left field. That gets down for a base hit. 1 run will score, and they will send Barkenhagen around third, and the throw in is a wild one, and that allows for the runners to advance up to second and third as well.
Damn. Can we say damn on there?
It's marginal. I mean, it's all right. It's marginal. It's one that you can get away with.
Yeah.
And especially in that situation, a 2 RBI single off the bat of Josiah Collado that makes it 4-0 here early on.
And I know Maddox's arm is not feeling great out there right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Maddox pitched not too long ago, and I know his arm was completely iced over after that bullpen appearance.
Yeah, he went like 3 innings against the Dogs.
Yeah, and he did great too.
He did. Maybe like 1 run, maybe?
Yeah, it was 1 run. Tanner Thompson in there. The count 0-1. Still just 1 away in the top of the first. We just had a 2 RBI single from Josiah Collado. Runners advanced to second and third on the throw in, though. 0-1 pitch. Hit on the ground up the middle. Jackson Mix fields on a hop and throws to first in time, but a run does score. So that makes it 5-0. Pilots leading it here early. Maybe you're just bad luck.
Maybe I am,
Tannen.
dude.
I just said Tannen. I mixed your names. I mixed your first and last name. You probably, the first time I heard your name and the first time you played, I said on the air that it was the coolest name on the team, Tannen Shahidi.
I appreciate that. That was a question I wanted to ask you. What is the most fun name you've got to broadcast? Like what's the coolest one?
First pitch called to strike to Tyler Wiltshire.
Who's the Oklahoma quarterback? Like General Cheeks or something?
Oh,
General
Booty. Yeah, he's a new one. He's one of their commits at quarterback.
That's funny.
Going to OU. 0-1 pitch. There's a called strike 2.
Any off top of the head?
There's some cool ones for Oklahoma State baseball. Griffin Dorshing is a fun one. Let's see. 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Hunter Brown fields, and that one bounces off the heel of the glove. Still bare hands and throw to first, and the stretch is in time. That was a heck of an effort from Hunter Brown at third.
That was huge.
Stuck with it and picked it up. Bare hand and throw to first, and it was a long stretch from Will Hoke, but Nick Blessing, the field umpire for this game, gives him the call.
Look at him going to talk to Josh over there, too.
Oh, that is fantastic. We'll take a quick break, and I'll try to keep thinking of some fun names that I've had. 5-0 our score after 1 half inning of play here. We'll go to the bottom of the first on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Welcome back into Hyde Stadium. I was kind of thrown off there. The music just cut off on me. It usually fades into me talking, but it just played for a second and then just said, all right, see you later on that. 5-0 the score. Pilots leading it over your Trappers after the top of the first. Bit of a rough start there for Jack Van Camp. Knowing how he has been In his last couple of starts, though, after the slow start, he typically is able to lock it down and pitch some scoreless frames throughout the middle part of the game, and that's something the Trappers will need to try and stay in this game. Jackson Lewis is on the mound for the Pilots, and so Jackson Mix will lead things off for the Trappers, and I will give you the starting lineups here for the Trappers. Jackson Mix leading things off. A new guy, Tyler Trapehagen, batting second. Hunter Brown, Will Hoke, Maddox Mueller, Carson Trumbold, Andrew Beavers back in the lineup, Eric Lemberg, and Jacob Griffin. First pitch to Jackson Mix goes off speed, and it's called strike one.
This pitcher looks decent.
I don't think that we've seen him pitch yet this year. I need to go check his stats quick on Game Changer.
Just watching him warm up, he looks like he knows.
A 1 fastball at just below the knees, taken for ball 1. Looked pretty close.
Hometown call.
Well, you'll take it. You know, it's one of those. You're like, okay, yeah.
I had one yesterday. It was 2-0. The guy spiked one and then over my head.
And there's a called strike 2.
And then it was, I could have swore it was, right down the middle, and you just called it ball. Must have blinked or something, I don't know why I didn't even swing.
The 1-2 pitch, fouled off straight back. In that last game that we had in Minot against the Sabre Dogs, you had both of the only 2 hits.
I did.
For your guys. What were you thinking after the game? Were you like, come on, guys, we got to pick this up? I was the whole offense.
It's hard
1-2, swing and a miss. Mix goes down swinging here.
I think we were down like 5-0 in the first inning again, so it is kind of hard to lock it in sometimes.
Yeah.
And the pitcher didn't suck. He was hitting his spots. He was working me low and away, at least for the most part. And I'm sure he's doing it to everyone. We just need to make better adjustments, I'd say, at the plate. We're kind of slumping right now as a whole team, but.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do to try and rein that back in?
For me personally, I had a few hits to start off here. Then I think I had back-to-back offers.
First pitch to Trapehagen, that one misses.
And what I try to do is I'll probably try to sit fastball off the plate instead of on the plate and try to just tap it into right. That's usually how I try to get out of slumps.
The 1-0 pitch from Lucas Feldoff.
Okay, I like that swing.
So Trapehagen, a little bit about him. He is from South Dakota, goes to Ridgewater College in Minnesota. This past year at Ridgewater batted .305 with 5 home runs, 4 triples, so he's got some speed in the outfield, playing in center field tonight. 31 runs scored as well, batting here in the number 2 spot. 1-1 fastball taken at the knees for strike 2. This is his first career start with the Trappers and his first at-bat here. Down on the count 1-2. Played last summer for the Bismarck Larks in the Northwoods League for a couple of games.
Yeah, he was talking to me about that this morning.
1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. What did he have to say about that?
He's just saying how cool it was and how comparing it just to minor league ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was asking if this compares, and I'd say comparing this league to others, it's more of an independent. People are just. We have a lot of young guys, but guys like the Sabre Dogs and the Pilots, these guys.
1-2 pitch, that one missed outside. The count 2-2.
Some of these guys are, playing to get signed. So.
Right. And it was kind of interesting, the story with Tyler Trapehagen. He was trying out, I guess, in Sioux Falls for the Canaries.
Yeah.
And Coach Jamie Habiger saw him and recruited him to come join the team, and that's what he did. And that one's roped to shortstop and caught on a line for the first out. The second out, actually, of the inning.
Yeah, he's 23 years old. He told me he's an older guy.
That was just extremely unlucky. Tanner Thompson was in the perfect spot for that at shortstop. Hit that one on the screws.
Tyler's got a nice swing.
I feel like that kind of just epitomizes what the offense has been like here for the last couple of weeks. Struggling to get things going, but then when they do,
right after you.
A bit unlucky. And this guy right here at the plate, Hunter Brown, pretty much epitomizes what it means to be unlucky. That's a called strike in on the hands.
Than anyone right now.
Hunter Brown, he is 4 for his last 39 at the plate, but that doesn't really tell the story of how things have been going for Hunter. The 0-1 at the knees. That one missed low. Just count 1-1. He's seen more pitches this year than anybody else on the team. He has the most quality at-bats, but his batting average on balls put in play is just 229. He puts it in play, but he can't get anything. He can't get anything to drop. Nothing finding green grass. That one's fouled off into the cage.
What's his average right now?
He's batting right around 2. Here, I got to go find it again because it updates after every game.
He has one of the best pure swings.
He's batting 183 currently.
That really surprises me, actually.
1-2 pitch, off speed, missed, low and outside.
Only being here for a week, like, you know, you can tell.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that, like, his stats don't really tell the story.
Him and Will. Both.
Yes. 2-2 pitch, and called strike 3 on a fastball spotted on the outside, they will say. So 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Lucas, the starting pitcher. Trappers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, and Jack Van Camp back out there for the second inning, looking to turn things around after the 5-run first. 5-0, Pilots leading your Trappers, going to the second inning on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Goose Motors one, sounding like something off of the Learning Channel's My Strange Addiction.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
It's pretty much perfect. Ryan Breeden here, joined by Tyne and Shahidi Trappers outfielder. Game started a little bit late tonight here at Hyde Stadium. Started about 7:25. We're through 1 inning of play, and the Pilots lead it 5-0 over your Trappers. And the Pilots batted all the way around in the first inning, and we are back to the top of the order to lead off the second. First pitch, there's a called strike. Whitley went down on strikes to lead off the game, and it looked like it was going to be a good start for Jack Van Camp, but that's when things unraveled. The 0-1 fouled off the count 0-2. It was an infield single followed by a walk, and then a hit by pitch, then an RBI single, then a bases loaded walk, then another RBI single. That's just kind of where things headed quickly after that in the first. Van Camp looking to turn it around to the count 1-2. Caleb Whitley and the pitch goes with the slider once again there. But a miss, low and outside.
I feel like I'm in the Xbox party right now. With these on.
Right? Yeah. Can't quite have the same vocabulary as when you're in the Xbox Live party.
But I just texted my boys, told them to tune in.
The 2-2 pitch fouled off. So the count remains at 2-2. We'll talk here throughout the course of you being on here about you being from Ames, loving Iowa State.
Represent.
All of those things. Being a Big 12 guy, there's not many of those that I meet.
I know. Me and you, like Oklahoma State, Iowa State's just a great game every year, no matter what sport it is. So I'm happy to finally meet a fan. You know, I didn't know they had any of them down there. So.
Yeah. The payoff pitch and a check swing, half-hearted swing, goes down. As Tyne and Shahidi said, see ya. Caleb Whitley goes down on strikes for the second time. Not a great start for Mr. Whitley there at the plate.
I don't think he likes lefty pitchers. I'm just going to go out on
It doesn't seem like it. That brings up Alex Miller. He really started that whole one-out rally in the first inning, last inning, with a infield single. Takes first pitch high for ball 1.
That's how it starts, right? Infield singles, huh? baseball.
When you get runners on base with some of those, maybe those like cheapy hits, the ones that kind of just fall, that just can start things rolling one direction. There's a called strike. Coach Jamie always says, if you're able to get someone on base, like 2 guys on base with a walk at the start of an inning, that's a check swing in the air. Hunter Brown fields it on a hop, and the on-the-run throw is in time.
There you go.
That was a strange sequence right there to a check swing put in play, and Hunter Brown has to snag it on one quick hop and throw on the run.
I thought he was going to lay out for it for a second.
That would have been fun.
That was a great play, though.
Hunter Brown is really good.
He's a ball player.
He's really good at being able to get him on a short hop.
Yeah.
It's normally very difficult to do that for an infielder. Typically, you want to either sit back and wait for the long hop or get it before it bounces. There's a first pitch. On the ground to second. Jackson Mix fields and throws to first in time. So there you have it. The slow start for Van Camp in the first, gives up 5, comes back out for the second, gets a 1-2-3 inning.
What was that, 9 pitches?
Yeah, if that.
1K?
Gets a strikeout and then 2 quick ground outs. And before we start the bottom of the second, Coach Jamie will have a bit of a team meeting, try and maybe get the bats rolling, get them rallying. We'll take a quick pause. 5-0 the score. Pilots leading your Trappers going to the bottom of the second here on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Five to nothing our score going to the bottom of now. The GM of the Trappers and kind of, a secondary voice of the Trappers here on the air. Took over for some games on and off.
Yeah, we have our days, but it's always good to come up here and sit with you. We're about to get this thing started. The Pilots jumped off, and it seems like as good as Jack Van Camp is, first and second inning, we can get him past. Maybe this is a situation where we use one of those, it's not really a starter, but the openers like the Seattle Mariners and some other teams around the league will like to do for an inning or two and then bring in the real starter.
Yeah.
Because Jack, once he gets to the third inning, he's solid for the rest of any game that he pitches in.
First pitch to Will Hoke, misses up and outside. That's something that we were talking about over the course of the top of the first and the top of the second. Jack Van Camp, his last 2 starts, and I guess 3 now if you include this one, slow starts. Coach Jamie Habiger said if Jack can just avoid that first or second inning and clear through it, he'll be
maybe that's
sailing.
the idea for him.
Yeah, maybe
we try it at this level.
Maybe that's something that I pitched to Coach here when we have our post-game interview.
There you go.
So the count 2-0 to Will Hoke.
Will is due to do some damage here.
He definitely is. 2-0 pitch, big swing and popped foul out of play. During this last commercial break, they just played the Tokyo Japanese.
You got to get me on the sushi. I love sushi.
You know what's hilarious? I got a text from Heather. You know Heather now.
Yes.
She said she played that on purpose, just for you.
To make my mouth water while I'm sitting up here.
Yep.
Wanting some sushi.
Yep. The 2-1 pitch from Lucas. That one, it misses low.
Now, when I was living on the East Coast, Popeyes is big. Popeyes chicken. And they had these commercials, and the old New Orleans guy would say, "Make my mouth water. I need some Popeye chicken. Now I need some sushi. That's what I need."
Right.
Every time I hear those commercials.
3-1 misses low, so a leadoff walk for Will Hoke. He is a master at that exact thing right there. Coming into this game, second on the team in walks with 10, make it now 11.
And this also means that Big Daddy's doing his job. The commercial makes me want sushi, so he must be doing something right. Either that or the writer of the commercial. I don't know which one it was.
Because the person, for those who aren't familiar, the person who voices that commercial is our PA announcer here at the ballpark, too. It's in the same press box as where we're at, just a couple of feet to our right.
And you probably already got the note, but it's almost that time, top of the hour. And I don't have the sheet in front of me. I was going to jump in. I was going to jump in and do it for you, but I don't remember.
First pitch to Maddox Mueller. That one misses. I can actually do it off the top of my head.
Okay, well, you've done it a lot. Go for it.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7 KGFX FM Pierre. If you only wear one thing, make it a seatbelt.
Exactly.
1-0 pitch to Mueller, misses high. I can do it without a paper now. I've done it that many times. This is, I think, if we include, because this is 20, I think we're 25 games into the year now. So I've done 22 games. That's crazy. There's a called strike. They'll say that one dropped in to Maddox Mueller.
And an unusual umpiring situation.
Yes, we talked about that. Nick Blessing, our fellow trapper out there. Big swing into center field. Will I get down? No, it will hang up and be caught out there for the first out.
Yeah, it's working at this level of baseball, it's great to work with the young players. But there are challenges when you're in smaller markets and you're not part of MLB's draft league or you're not single A, double A, triple A in somebody's organization. Every baseball team playing collegiate baseball, every baseball team, including some in the MLB draft league, have these kind of issues from time to time. It's just part of, less kids playing sports coming up, less people wanting to umpire.
Carson
Go ahead.
Trumbold, first pitch swinging just foul to the left of that third base bag. The chalkless line down the third base
There's a few specks of the old chalk line before the rain.
Yes, you can see a little bit of hints of it, but the rain thoroughly came in and gave us a delay, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I got to say, our field crew, a.k.a. the two coaches and the players of the Trappers, did a tremendous job getting this field ready for baseball today.
0-1 fastball misses low and outside. There was even some Pilots guys that had rakes out there.
Did they? On the third base side?
Down that third base side.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was Pilots. We're wearing the same exact uniforms. So this is not the first time this happened between these two teams either. 1-1,
exactly. It was a
rope
drive
to left field, but again, we'll just hang up there and be caught in left by Barkenhagen.
Even the ball boy's working hard today. I see him out there hustling, doing his job. We had a great anthem singer earlier today as well. So by the way, as I look at the flag, or the two flags back to back, the wind is blowing almost straight out.
It is.
To right center field.
It's kind of a steady wind, probably like 5 to 10 miles an hour. Lucas steps off before he will face Andrew Beavers, who is back in the lineup. He did not make the trip to Sioux Falls, or to Souris Valley, rather. And that one's a called strike. He had sun poisoning.
That's right. I saw the sunburn that he still has.
Yep, there's still traces of that. Got too much sun throughout the time in Sioux Falls and the day after. And that one skips away, and that allows for Will Hoke to take second. So a runner in scoring position now for the Trappers.
See, now's the time for our guys to be patient because the pitcher has lost whatever groove he had in the first inning and throwing a lot more balls than he's throwing strikes.
Yes.
So being patient right now, because again, you can't hit a 5-run homer. Especially when you don't have anybody on base.
That's exactly right. So a runner now in scoring position for Andrew Beavers, who's batting .357 with runners in scoring position this year. And that one missed high, the count 1-1. One of the better averages with runners in scoring position. One of the better averages overall as well, .306. That is the third best on the team. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Got a fastball up at the letters. So we have our auction going on right now as well for the military jerseys. I went down and looked, and there's a lot of offers, the papers are all wet, but hey, it's all right. 2-2 pitch, and Beavers goes down swing, but it gets away from the catcher. Will pick it up and throw to first from a drop third strike, and fielded backhanded just on the shoe tops there by Jalen Lee at first, and that will retire the side here in the second. So the Trappers strand Will Hoke. They're in scoring position on second. We remain 5-0 with our score. The Pilots leading it over your Trappers. We'll take a quick break and come back for the third here on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. To Hyde Stadium, Ryan Breeden joined alongside John Hunt. 5-0 our score. Pilots leading your Trappers, and it will be Isaac Becker leading things off in the top of the third. Jack Van Camp.
It's time for him to, now it's time for him to bear down. We've made it to the third.
First pitch,
In
off
for a
speed,
strike.
backdoor in there for a called strike one.
Exactly. And we do have the auction going on for the
Yes.
Gary Sinise Foundation. We'll talk about that in a minute.
A one. That one missed low and outside. Count 1-1.
You can bid on your favorite player's jersey. The bidding starts at $40, and there are some of them that are over $150 right now.
Yes, I saw that, and that was great seeing that. And that one skips away to the backstop for ball two.
And you can come out to the ballpark and make your auction bids tomorrow night or Sunday until about the 6th inning.
Okay.
And then we'll count up the bids, and if you're in the ballpark, you may end up walking home with that jersey, or we'll call you and you can come pick it up at the office.
The 2-1 goes to the slider near that back foot, and it misses for ball three. Jack Van Camp down in the count. 3-1 here. Leadoff man in the third. 3-1 missed inside for ball four. Leadoff man reaches here in the top of the third inning.
All right, so here's where we turn the 6-4-3. I'll take one of those.
That would be fantastic.
I'd take a 5-4-3. I'd take a 1-2-3. I don't care. We get a double play.
Any type of double play, you know. I think that the biggest strength of this Trappers team is the defense.
Okay.
From top to bottom, without a doubt. And I think that Coach Jamie would probably agree with that sentiment as well. First pitch fastball taken for strike one from Van Camp, the lefty. The Trappers overall as a team, you know, a team fielding percentage of .960. Average just a little over one error a game. The 0-1 misses high for ball one.
And I was wondering for a moment if that mound maybe was affecting Jack, but the top of the mound didn't get a lot of damage. It was behind the plate that got the damage from the rain.
Yes, the right-handed batter's box, the one that Micah Barkenhagen is in right now. Van Camp will pick over to first, but nothing doing. Barkenhagen, in his first game here at Hyde Stadium, had a 2-home-run game in the Pilots' victory there on that one. He had an RBI single in his first at-bat here in this one, and he has a runner aboard as well. And the pitch, there's a called strike two. Things did not go so well for Barkenhagen when he faced his college teammate Caleb Hay. Caleb Hay got the complete game, 1 run, 15 strikeout game.
That was the best pitched game we've had for the Pierre Trappers so far this season.
100%.
Hands down.
1-2 goes to the off speed and gets Barkenhagen swinging.
He's way out in front of that pitch. So we'll take it.
Slider there. So there's a out number one on the strikeout.
And the double play gets us out of the inning.
Exactly right. Brings up Joey Hayden playing right field. We actually didn't even have positions written down for where the Pilots were going to be playing in the
Really?
field up until a little before the game on the lineup card. It only had the player and their number until we had to go down and figure out the positions. And Hayden squares to bunt, but pulls it back.
And it isn't a bad night for baseball. We are going to be dancing between some storms still. They're telling us, I
There's
just
about
got a
to be
note from
more.
Heather, maybe more at about 8:30-ish,
Yeah.
which is what the original, when we first started looking at this storm, it was going to be between 8:15 and 8:30-ish for the next batch. We weren't really expecting that first batch to do any damage to us here.
It just popped up. 1-0 fouled off the count 1-1.
And then potentially around 10 o'clock, a third batch. So we're going to keep our eyes on all of that. Player safety is first, of course.
Yes.
But we are going to try to get this thing in, as these guys have to travel a lot as it is.
Yeah, they do. 1-1 pitch. This is outside and snap throw down to first.
Nice stop by Will. He had to
Get down on a
cover
knee.
that one, yes.
Propose to the baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Will you enter my glove, please?
He was begging for that
He
when
got
we were
it.
in Bancroft last week actually. There was a game where Will felt like he was about to throw his glove over the fence mid-game because things just weren't going his way. Check swing, and they'll say it's a called strike 2. Baseball, it's just a frustrating sport. It can be when things aren't going your way. It's a game of failures, as you just mentioned. Here comes the rain.
Oh, yes. And it just came out of nowhere and just started pouring straight down. Now, this could last for 2 minutes.
Who knows?
And be done.
We had a called time from the home plate umpire.
He's going to send him to the plate.
Yep, we're
Everybody's
going to keep
over
going.
to the general admission area to get under cover. Again, we're just going
It
to be
is pouring.
dancing between the raindrops.
2-2 pitch, hit on the infield.
High
Hunter
fly
Brown
ball.
at third. Can he see it in the rain? He cannot, and it drops, but they'll get the out at second anyway,
Infield
Smart
fly
play
roll
there.
anyways. It should have been called an infield fly roll.
Now I think we're going to call this thing here right now for a little while.
And Jack is frustrated.
Yeah.
Even having to make that last pitch, he threw his glove in the air and smacked it. And now they're going to go ahead and call time.
See if we can get the tarps on. A second batch of rain here. We had a bit before this game started that delayed us by 20 minutes, and now not even 3 innings into this one. Bringing out the tarps. They're going to get them right now, and we've got our first true weather delay.
Yeah.
I guess that gives you more time to talk for a couple
Well,
of minutes before
we can
send
chat
it.
a little bit, no question. Again, a lot going on in this homestand, so let's take the opportunity to let you know that. And
Shameless plug. We can do it now
they've
because
gotta-
there's no game going
Well,
on.
and they also had to hustle out there. They don't want that behind the plate to be damaged again.
Oh, they
as
had
it
to
was.
switch the
But
tarps.
they took the pitcher's mound tarp to home, and now
Oh,
but
man,
they're
there they
hustling.
go. They
There's
got
no
it.
lack of hustle on
They've
our
got
trappers' part. But when it comes to games this weekend, this series, we
Yeah.
finally get a long homestand, the first one since we started the season. We don't have to play Souris Valley for 16 games in a row, which is
Yeah.
also nice.
Yes.
And during this homestand and the next one, we have an opportunity to prepare for the All-Star game. Next week, we'll be giving you a lot more details. We're going to unveil the All-Star logo. We're going to give you information on how the teams are going to be chosen.
Amazing.
And a lot of other fun things. I can tell you right now that we're going to have some skills competitions on Sunday before the All-Star game. Actually, Saturday, the day before the All-Star game, we're going to have the Major League Baseball pitch, hit, and run for ages 7 to 14.
All right.
And we're going to have the home run derby for the kids.
You think I can pass as a 14-year-old?
Maybe.
It's like that.
We can put the right clothes on you.
It's like that meme, like the I am 12.
Or just walk around like on your knees and.
I'll participate in the home run derby. Honestly, though, depending on who they send up here, there's some 14-year-old kids. I probably wouldn't even win. I actually guarantee that I wouldn't even win.
And they have different categories, the 7-year-olds and the 8-year-olds and all the way up to the 14.
If me, as a 20-year-old about to be 21, participated with the 14-year-old kids, I bet I still would not win.
Yeah, exactly. And the players are soaked, at least our players. The Pilots ended up getting right to their dugout. The Trappers had to come out of the dugout and run tarp. Now, if you're at higher levels of minor league baseball, as a player, you don't run tarp.
No.
You actually, sometimes the general manager of a Double-A team or an Atlantic League team, they're out there with their field crew running tarp.
That could have been you.
I've had to do it before.
It could have been you.
It is not the most fun thing I ever had to do, but I have run tarp before.
You know what I probably should do? I should probably go move my camera.
Is it? Oh, it is out in the elements, but
it is. At this point, it's probably too late anyway.
Well, at this point, the rain is slowing down again. We'll take a look at the radar, but
do we still have video feed on the stream? All right.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
enduring. It's
We
staying
still have
through.
it.
It battles. The camera battles. It's meant for the elements. Maybe I should just put like a trash bag over it or something. We'll see. We've got a weather delay here. Rain just quickly and swiftly started pouring down on us. Pilots leading at 5-0. 2 outs here in the top of the third when we resume play. Whenever that may be, we are not sure. Again, here in this weather delay.
And again, the fans are staying. They're hanging out.
Underneath that concourse.
Yes, in the general admission area, staying dry. The kids are still running around having fun being out in the rain.
Oh, the kids don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
The rain just stopped, I think.
And again, that's exactly what we expected when it started so quickly to be a quick-hitting storm. However, we will have to see how many of these kind of, if it's a light rain or a drizzle, they can play ball. But in that heavy rain, we probably should have stopped it 2 pitches before we did.
Yeah, I was trying to get the tarp on and limit the damage. Is there any more coming? That's the question.
Yeah, and I'm about to take a quick look at the radar right now.
And Heather can help tell us too.
She's been doing that as well, but I have the radar right here on my phone. And it is still severe thunderstorm warning until 9 p.m. it says.
Okay. So for the next 45 minutes.
In Hughes County. And let's see here. But again, it looks like we may get a couple of little breaks in this thing.
Sure.
As I'm waiting for the radar
and as you look at that quick, to be clear on the rules for how a game would be allowed to finish or not. In a situation where the game has to be stopped because of rain, if you are able to complete 5 innings of play, you have the ability to call the game. That's correct?
That is absolutely correct. So
we're only through 2. So not even really close to that point yet. Still need to get in 3 more innings.
And the other possibility is that we do a back-to-back DH tomorrow, a doubleheader.
Yes.
And we would finish the game that already started. I'm guessing one of them would probably become a 7-inning game, if not both. Would become 7-inning
I'm a bit distracted
games.
as you're talking because Caleb Hay was out there doing the worm on the grass, the wet grass.
On the grass, okay.
He was up here with me for a majority of the game yesterday. Him and CJ Cumbo were trading off. They didn't want to be out in the heat. That's what it was. They were using me for my AC, even though it was only like 10 degrees warmer or 10 degrees colder here in the box.
Exactly, but we will do everything we can to get this game in. But the storms are going to be on and off.
Yes.
Throughout the next little while. There's some fans down there dancing, trying to fire everybody up. Yeah.
Bit of a dance off.
Over in the general admission area.
You ever see those videos, where you have a horrible rain delay and like the field is soaked and the teams will compete like in a dance off, and they'll start like doing slip and slide
there's
stuff.
There's some lightning too. I'm old school, and an Oriole fan, and we used to have a catcher named Rick Dempsey.
Okay.
And I believe he played at Aberdeen, South Dakota at one point in his minor league career.
Really?
Because the Orioles had the Orioles organization in the 60s, 70s.
Aberdeen's actually where our new trapper, Tyler Traphagen's from.
Exactly. But they had a minor league team there in the Orioles organization back in the day.
Okay.
And kids are running the bases on this wet field.
Someone's going to slip.
And I'm not sure how that happened or why that is being allowed to happen.
As long as they don't run on the tarps, it's okay. Don't cleat the tarps. That's like one of the unwritten rules. It's one of the couple of unwritten rules about field maintenance. You never step on the tarps with cleats. You never step on the lines down the first and third base line. You never step on the lines with your cleats when you're warming up or at all times possible. A couple of those unwritten rules for field maintenance.
Exactly. The rain, but we still get little thunders. I probably have to go do my job as a general manager and go down on the field and have a talk with the coaches and the umpires to find out what the plan of action is at this point.
We'll actually probably just take a quick pause, We'll keep
you can send it back to the studio.
I'll keep the live stream running so that way you guys can see what's going on, but I'll just mute the audio. And for the radio broadcast on River 92.7, we'll send it back just to some music, and we'll cut back in when we need to, either when the game resumes or when we have another update.
All right, thank you. And it's always fun coming on the air with you. I'm going to turn it back over to you, though.
Sounds good. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And we will take a break. Rain delay here at Hyde Stadium. 5-0 the score. Trappers trailing against the Pilots. 2 outs in the top of the third for when we resume. Not sure when that will be, but it will be at some point. So we'll send it back to the studio here on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. at Hyde Stadium. And I have a update for you on the status of this current game. Well, it was current game, but it is no longer. Some storms continuing to pop up here, and they will continue to pop up throughout the majority of the next 2.5 hours. So we will not continue with this game tonight. Going to call it where it is, and we will play 2 7-inning games tomorrow. Still not sure of a start time for that first one. They're trying to work on that with the league currently. Another caveat, though, in a good news situation for the Trappers, by league rule, since they were only able to play 2 innings in this game tonight, it doesn't count at all. So what that means is this. The Trappers were trailing 5-0 here in this game in the top of the third. When they start game 1 of that 7-inning doubleheader, it'll be 0-0. So it will basically be as if this first game, this one right here, didn't even count. It was just practice. It was just for fun. Doesn't matter. Gets wiped away. So we'll start fresh tomorrow. Everyone is packing their things. The pilots are heading back to the bus to go to the hotel. The Trappers taking the bases out. The tarps have been on the field for the last 20 minutes. So that's about it for tonight. Ryan Breeden, your voice of the Trappers. And there is no final score tonight. It is basically as if nothing happened whatsoever. That 5-0 score that the Pilots held over your Trappers gets wiped away. The slate wiped clean. Bit of fresh life for the Trappers when they play that doubleheader tomorrow. So that's about all there was to it. So we will stop here for the night. Ryan Breeden, your voice of the Trappers, signing off. Trevor Seagraves is just sliding around the bases trying to get wet. He's going to slide on the tarp, too, to get super soaked. Oh, man. That's hilarious. The perfect way to sign it off. Trevor Seagraves just went slip and sliding across the home plate tarp. So that's it for tonight. I have no idea when the start will be for that first game tomorrow, but we'll jump in when I know when that starts. So good night, everybody. It's basically as if nothing happened tonight. Stay dry, and good night.